teacher. Ben Donaldson.
Here, teacher.
Huckleberry Finn.
Huckleberry Finn? Has anyone seen Huckleberry Finn?
No, teacher.
I suppose he's down at the river associating with raftsmen and other worthless people.
Children, I want Huckleberry to serve as an example to you. I want you to realize how he's wasted his time.
But we mustn't get angry at him. We must feel sorry for him. Poor Huckleberry. Must be a very unhappy boy.
I did not, Ben. Oh, no, honest. Hello, Joe. Sam, Harry, Elliot.
Tim, if Huckleberry is not here before I say grace, he will go without his dinner.
Yes, Miss Watson.
You may serve my sister and myself.
Yes, ma'am. They waiting for you, Huck, honey.
Hi, Mary.
Well, she can't say grace until I take you the food. I'll help you, Huck.
Thanks, Jim. Oh, I lost a sock someplace. I don't even have time to look for it now.
For this food we are about to receive, we give thanks.
You've been. Well, ma'am, you see, that's a long story.
We have plenty of time, Huckleberry.
Well, ma'am,
Straighten up, Huckleberry. Well? Maybe you had to stay after school, huh?
Yes, ma'am. That's what I did.
Why did you have to stay after school?
That's a long story, too, Miss Watson, ma'am.
Was it because you wanted to help the teacher? Wipe the blackboard?
Yes, ma'am. You know, that's just what I did.
I've seen the schoolroom, Huckleberry. There are 3 blackboards. Adding conservatively, that means you spent 1 hour at each blackboard.
Then maybe Huck told the teacher he wanted to stay and sweep out the schoolroom.
Why, Miss Douglas, ma'am, how did you know that?
Yes. You seem to know more about Huckleberry's afternoon than he does himself.
I know all about Huckleberry. I know so much about it that I got him a present.
A present? Why, it's a sure enough Barlow knife. Thank you, ma'am.
I should have kept it till tomorrow. I bought it for a promotion present.
Well, thank you, ma'am, but suppose they don't see fit to promote me.
Oh, don't be silly, Huck. We know we're going to be promoted now, don't we?
Yes, ma'am. We know that.
We hope we're right. I suggest we eat. Huckleberry, did you use your right stocking to wipe blackboards? 1 hour of Bible reading before bed won't do either of your souls any harm.
Read me that last part again, huh?
Last part? Okay. Take care of yourself and remember we love you. Your loving wife, Jenny. You know, Jim, she don't write half bad.
Huckleberry!
Yes, ma'am?
It's nearly bedtime, Huckleberry.
Hello, Pap.
Ain't you a sweet-scented dandy, though? Think you're a big bug, don't you?
Maybe I am, maybe I ain't.
Don't give me none of your lip. Educated, too, they say. You know how to read and write. Who told you you might meddle in such highfalutin foolishness, huh? Who told you?
Well, The widow, she told
Oh,
me.
the widow, huh? Anyone tell the widow she could put a shovel into something that ain't none of her business? Anyone tell her, huh?
Well, she just did it because...
Are you her son? Has she got any legal right to you? Oh.
Pap, if you don't be quiet, you're going to have the widow up here.
Well, maybe I want the widow.
Huckleberry!
I'm pleased to meet you, I'm sure.
Oh, just leave him alone with me, will you, ma'am? I'll
Leave
get
him
it.
be, Hucky. Said I wanted to see him tonight.
What about Mr. C?
About Huck here, the way you've been putting frills on him and teaching him to read.
I should think you'd be thankful for that.
Thankful. His mother couldn't read. None of his family could read. I can't. Can't even read my own name. I don't like for my son to be taken up with all that nonsense.
It's the first time I've ever heard of you even being interested in your son.
You like him quite a bit, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Then, you'd be willing to pay so you can keep him.
I suppose you've decided just how much your son is worth to you.
Well, he's sort of puny. You get a better slave for the price. But then I always have to put up with people coming up to me and saying, "Oh, I hear you Huck can read. And write, too." Well, I guess about $800 helped me forget all that.
That's a great deal of money for me to raise. When would you expect it?
I'll give you a week. You'll get it all right. Leastways, you better. The Huck will be right back with his pap. You're a clever old crow. You'll get it all right.
Hey, don't you call her that?
That'll be a week from tonight.
Sorry you came, ma'am.
We all are, Huck.
Well, don't worry about that money, ma'am. Let him take me.
No, Huck. We get it somehow. Then he won't be able to pester us anymore.
But shucks, ma'am, I just plumb ain't worth $800. I'm always doing something wrong. Breaking something. Lying. Burning up something.
Get in. Start rolling. I'm going to see the widow. Won't be long and I won't be drinking that black stuff or smoking this dog leg. Well, is you going to ask me to leave her alone? Has you quit grudging me the money?
Yes, Pap, the judge has. If you can get the money, I guess you deserve it.
Huck.
Ouch! Jim.
Huck.
Was your fire? I just followed the footprints like an Indian scout. What are you doing here?
You wouldn't tell on me if I was detected. I run off.
Jim,
I had to, Huck. I had to.
you can't do that. You belong to the widow.
She was fixing to sell me, Huck. I heard her talking about it last night. She said she needed the money bad. Had to give it to your pal. If one of them slave traders got me, I never would get to that free state. I never would see my wife. Or little George.
Take her back into town with me tonight.
You don't have to take me.
No, I like to go to town. Sleep after dark and see what paps do. I'll go in disguise, like a little girl. But don't you tell the widow you see me now, you understand? Because she thinks I'm dead. If she don't, she soon will. I made out like I was murdered. I had to. It's the only way I could shake off Pap. You wait here about 5 or 10 minutes. We don't want nobody should see us together. I don't think nobody will recognize me. Do you?
Nobody, Huck.
Now remember, you go right straight through town to the widows and no stopping, you hear?
I've been promised, Huck.
Here I go. So long.
Goodbye, Huck.
I thought I heard someone out there. What's the matter, child?
Please, ma'am. There were a crowd of men coming down the street, and they looked so angry and fussed up that I got frightened.
Of course. Come in, child. This is no time for a young girl to be out alone.
No, ma'am.
What might your name be?
Sarah Williams.
Well, sit down, Sarah Williams.
Thank you, ma'am.
Whereabouts you live?
Crosstown. What are those men doing out there?
Haven't you heard? There's been a murder. Oh, everybody's riled up about it.
Really?
Yeah. You probably knew the boy. Huck Finn is his name.
Huck Finn? Oh, I knew him tolerably well.
Would you do me a favor, child? Will you take a needle out of this and thread it for me? I have my glasses with me.
Yes, ma'am. They don't know who did it, do they, ma'am?
They say it was done by a runaway slave named Jim. What's the matter, child? Have you got the fan card? Sit down.
No, I have to go in, ma'am.
What you in? Is it Bill or Tom or Bob or what is it?
Why don't you go poking fun at a little girl like me, ma'am? I gotta get home.
Girl, I knew you were a boy the minute you caught that sewing basket. When a girl tries to catch anything in her mat, she always throws a needle apart. You don't catch them together like you did. And the next time you set out to thread a needle, don't hold the thread still and fetch the needle up to it. Hold the needle still and fetch the thread up to it.
Hold it behind you, ma'am.
Head for the island. We gotta get to your raft.
What they want me for?
Murder.
Murder? Who did I ever murder, huh?
They think you murdered me. great, Buck. I'm gonna take a look. Never can tell. May find some food.
We ain't got time.
I reckon we got time for that. I don't think nobody will find us in this storm.
I reckon there's a thing alive on this boat.
You look in there, Jim. I'll look in here. Did you find anything, Jim?
Nothing, Huck. We better get off this boat right this instant. There's a dead man in there. I wouldn't go in there if I was you. It's ghastly.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Huck! Huck! Wake up! The steamboat is heading straight for us.
Oh, gosh, maybe they're just fooling.
They're getting powerful close for fooling.
Well, let's get out of sight, Jim. You can't tell who's on that coast.
Bring him over here. Come on. Get him over here.
Raft on the port bow, hard to starboard.
It's the Lord Grant's hospitality of the South. Don't forget my friend.
You won't. I'm coming down.
Would you fellas like a little help? Are you hurt?
Hurt. The food on that boat is simply off. I couldn't have stood it another minute. Ha-ha there, friend. They nearly forgot you. But I'm not the man to leave a friend on a cheese crate like that. What do you call this? I suppose you're wondering why we disembarked.
Well, you did leave sort of quick like.
Son, as you go through life, you'll find that there's some men have a sense of humor. Others have none. The captain of that boat belongs to the latter class. I was just trying to show him a few little tricks. Yeah, card tricks. He got mad, and here we are. In fact, it was because of the Queen I was thrown off that boat.
Queen? Which queen?
The fifth Queen. Extremely inconvenient, too. Interrupts our entire itinerary. We should have been in Pikesville by now.
What were you going to do in Pikesville, Your Majesty?
Visit our brother and his two wards, our nieces. Humble relatives, true, but they expect these things of us.
Then, you two are brothers then, huh?
Oh, yes, yes.
How long has it been since you've seen this other brother?
This will explain it all.
Gosh, I doubt whether they'll be able to recognize you now or not.
I hope not. That is, I hope so. Imagine not seeing your brother for 40 years. We'll moor the raft a little way above town. Leave him on board. We'll take a steamboat. He'll be safe. What a tragic trick of circumstance that we should arrive one day late. If only I could have heard my brother speak. Say my name. Too late.
Oh, Susan, get the letter, please. The one for Uncle Harvey. Yes, sister. Uncle Peter wrote a letter to you. His last wishes about the estate. He wanted you and Uncle William to take charge of his unfinished business.
Indeed. Well, we shall be more than happy to do just as he asked. Thank you, my dear. You'll excuse me?
Oh, Susan, dear, toast it to Mrs. Shackleton.
Yes, of course. You were right, Mary Jane. It is about the estate. He says something about a strong box. Apparently, this must be the key.
Oh, yes, the strong box is in the library.
It is heavy, isn't it?
Uncle Peter said something about leaving $2,000 in gold. He said it was to reimburse you and Uncle William for your trip here.
My poor, generous brother. My dear, do you mind if William and I...
Certainly not, Uncle.
Let me open it. I'll do it. Great, refusable. $2,000. Hey, it's gold. Amazing. Let's get out of it. What? And leave all the rest of this treasure? You don't know when they're going to catch on. We've got all the fools in this town on our side, and that's a big enough majority anywhere. Now, let's be subtle. How about this? Do it right. My idea is to take this money in there and give it to our nieces. You're crazy, why do?
I see. And then let him bring along your suspicions, huh?
Why, I could
Oh, that's the lowest, dirtiest trick I ever heard of in my life.
Well,
Putting a show on for those sweet girls out there, putting on like you were full of tears and flapdoodle and robbing them. It's bad enough to take that, but to sell their home.
Now you come in there and stay with us and keep quiet.
there is no further communication from Peter. But he did leave this. There are $2,000 here. And William and myself have come to a decision in regard to its disposal. We are going to give it to our nieces.
Oh, Uncle, how thoughtful and generous of you.
Well, you like your old uncle, eh?
How could we help it?
That's good, because we have another surprise. We are going to take you back to England with us.
Oh, Jane, do you hear that? Oh, indeed, I do.
I thought we could sell this place quickly, you know. We can afford to take a little reduction in regard to price because William and myself have enough to take care of us all.
Oh, Captain Brandy.
My dear girl, Susie, dear. Ben, Abner, Elizabeth, Annie.
Captain Brandy. These are Uncle Peter's brothers. Uncle Harvey, Captain Brandy.
It's a pleasure, sir.
The pleasure is certainly mine.
Captain Brandy was Uncle Peter's closest friend. He's the owner and the captain of the River Queen.
And trustee of Peter Wilkes' estate.
Well, how do you do, sir? Have you heard our plan about taking our nieces to England and selling the estate?
Yes, I heard it.
And you approve?
Well, that's hard to say. Snap judgment. Wouldn't it be better to talk it over first?
Well, not tonight.
Tonight. Now, Lawrence, I think your brother had better come, too. And, this boy is your servant?
My valet.
Yes, well, we go right into the library. All of us. Come along. You'll excuse us, please. Gentlemen, then, are we not?
Of course. Deep understanding.
Then why, may I ask,
Why don't you take this opportunity to leave? Leave? Why should we leave?
I have only one reason. I want you to leave.
You're making a fool of yourself. A fool.
You may delude those dear sweet girls out there, but you cannot deceive me, gentlemen. Englishmen. Bah! Well, you're no more Englishman than that boy there. You're the thinnest kind of imposter.
Have you no feeling for those poor girls out there?
That is why I'm giving you this chance to go. I don't wish to make a fuss.
A fuss? There will be no fuss. Why should there be?
Mary Jane.
Hey. What is it, Uncle?
That man, that friend of yours, ordered me out of the house.
Captain Brandy, is this true?
Mary Jane, dear, can't you see these men are swindlers?
But that's impossible.
How could they be swindlers, Brandy? Harvey here knew that I was one of Peter's old friends. Why? Because Peter had written and told him about me.
I'll leave. I'd rather leave and be branded a scoundrel than stay and be doubted.
Uncle Harvey. Uncle Harvey, we don't doubt you. Oh, please don't. Captain Brandy, I can't think what's made you behave like this. Uncle Harvey, take this. Invest it any way you see fit.
Well done, Mary Jane. I think you had better go, Brandy.
Susan, dear, Mary Jane, take my word for it.
Captain Brandy, I think you'd better leave.
Poor Mr. Will. Did he ever embarrass you like this?
Captain Brandy nearly had us in jail. I hope you know that. Why don't we take this and get out of here?
Patience. Patience.
That captain won't give up. He'll be back. Suppose the real uncles turn up. Besides, it's going to take time to sell this place.
Now, I've got an idea whereby we can sell this place in 2 days.
Now, what are you doing here?
Well, I just thought maybe I could help you.
Well, you can't. Get out. Get out.
Yes, sir.
I like that boy less every day. You know, I think he's honest.
Now, this idea.
All right, he's gone. Well,
We sell the place at public auction. It's quick. It's easy. We can take the money and get out of town in 2 hours.
my friend. Now, do you trust my judgment? Trust your judgment. Well, I trust you.
Hey, could you tell me where Captain Brandy lives, sir?
Oh, surely, son. Up this street to that lane. First house on the right.
Thank you.
Don't you think it would be better if we went around to the house now and you told Mary Jane and Susan everything you told me?
Oh, no, sir. Couldn't do that. King and Dick are cattle on a friend of mine.
Who was that?
I couldn't tell you that, sir. If I did, you wouldn't believe all that I've said. You turned me over to the sheriff.
Well, you trusted me so far. Tell me who it is.
He's a slave. Jim's his name. I'm helping him get to Cairo. The King and Duke know about him. They'd just soon turn him in a spit.
So you were worried about your friend Jim, eh?
Yes, sir. I think I'm mighty low down, don't you?
Because you're helping a slave to escape? Is he a good Negro?
Best I ever knew.
Then what's wrong with it?
Wake up, wake up. Some yellow snake has robbed us. That's that you say? We've been robbed. Been robbed? Get out of this thing.
Jim, make the best wish.
We're leaving for Cairo.
Going on a steamboat up the Ohio to a free state.
Huck, you ain't fooling Jim, is you?
I ain't fooling. We're leaving tomorrow.
Then tomorrow I'll be free. I'll be free, Huck.
Think if you half as fat, I do need a smoke.
Time goes mighty fast. And after tomorrow, we won't be seeing each other no more. And I want to tell you this before we go. I tried to tell you before, but I couldn't.
Quit talking so low down, Jim. You can't be as bad as all that.
You remember that old wreck of a houseboat we clumb aboard over on the island?
Yeah, it was storming that night.
And I told you there was a dead man on board? Well, that man was your pap, huh?
That man was my pal.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you tell me, Jim?
I couldn't, Huck.
You knew my pap was dead and you didn't tell me? I thought you was my friend, Jim.
I am.
No, you ain't. You wouldn't have kept quiet if you was my friend. You told a bigger lie by just sitting there being quiet than you could have told by talking all your life.
I tried to tell you, Huck.
Maybe it was because you thought I'd turn you in, huh? Well, maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't. But you ain't my friend. But after I steal for you and lie for you and you keep the truth from me.
Don't go, Huck.
Oh, don't worry. You're going to go free. I'll tell that abolitionist where he can find you. I won't turn you in. I don't see how anybody would want a thing like you.
Huck! Don't leave me, Huck.
Leave me alone.
Please, Huck. Look, Huck. Look.
Not that way. See them dogs? This way. We gotta get to a stream. We gotta get to a stream. They went the other way. Now all we gotta do is get back to the river in the raft.
Huck, we give him the dodge. We beat him. Huck, you steal my freedom.
Oh, Jim! Oh, Jim, I'm scared.
Now you just hold on to something. You ready, Huck?
Put me down, Jim. I'm all right. Jim, do most people die who've been bit by rattlesnakes?
No, Huck.
Where are you taking me to?
I've got to get you to a doctor, Huck. Lay quiet, Huck.
Oh, they'll catch you, Jim. Please let me down. You gotta go free. You gotta get back to your wife and Joey. Put me down, Jim.
We've got to get you to a doctor, Huck.
Oh, Jim. Joey. No, Jim.
I do feel sorry for them, Captain Brandy.
I imagine they're feeling pretty sorry for themselves at this moment. How is Huck?
The doctor gave him whiskey. He'll be all right now.
Yeah. Old Jim's in a free state by now. Gosh, I'd give anything to see him meet his wife and Joey. Joey's his son. Tell me, how did Jim look when Captain Brandy told him he was going to be free? I'll bet his face is just one big smile, huh?
Yes. Yes, he was very pleased.
Good old Jim. Best friend anybody ever had.
Don't talk like that.
Why? Why not talk like that?
Well, maybe he wasn't such a good friend to have. Maybe he wasn't much good.
What are you talking like that for?
Well, nobody could be your best friend who was wanted for murder.
Murder? How'd you know?
Captain Brandy told me.
When? How?
When he handed him in. He had to, Huck, when he found out he was wanted. He had to send him back.
Send him back? I gotta get to Jim.
You can't get out.
You can't keep me here.
I'll call Captain Brandy.
Water. Water. Water.
Here.
Get me some cool water, please.
Oh, look. Just lie still, Huck. I'll get it.
back with me.
Captain.
Now, Huck, don't break your heart. Not for Jim. He's not worth it. He's being tried for murder.
He's being tried for murdering me, but I ain't dead, am I? Jim couldn't murder anybody.
They'll give him a chance to prove it. He'll be treated justly.
But he's a slave. They'll try and kill him. They tried to kill him once before. Please, you gotta let me go.
But you can't do it this way. The road upriver is flooded.
I'll get to him, flood or no flood.
Wait. Come back with me. I'll take you on the river, Queen.
Will you, Captain? Oh, thanks.
She's under full pressure, Captain.
Keep her that way.
Yes.
Doing everything we can, Huck.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Billy did run away, Huck.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll do what you ask, Huck. But only on several conditions.
Yes, ma'am.
To go to school. To come and live with me here. To wear shoes. And that you quit smoking.
Yes, ma'am. I promise all those things. Bye, Jim!
Goodbye, Huck.
I don't think he can see you now, Huck.
No, ma'am. Positively, ma'am. This must have been one I forgot about.